Hello everyone, you're watching Newegg TV. I'm Jennifer and I'm going to be bringing you an overview of this little family of Withings products for you. I have the Pulse O2 activity tracker as well as the Withings wireless scale and the smart blood pressure monitor. Alright, so here's everything that comes in the package. You have a little belt clip for the activity tracker, which I'll go into in depth in just a moment. You can put this on your belt loop or on a pocket, wherever you feel comfortable wearing it on yourself. It's actually hardly noticeable. I did wear it around the office for several days and didn't really, notice it on my clothing or anything like that. And also, it's designed for you to be able to clip it to your pajamas for sleep monitoring as well, and I did that also, and it was very comfortable. I never noticed it, right up to the point where I actually forgot that I had it clipped to my pajamas and had to go dig it out of the clothes hamper. Anyway, moving right along, we have the wrist band, I guess, for lack of anything else to call it, but this is so that you can wear it on your wrist like a watch. It does tell you the date and time and everything like that. So you can have it on your wrist. It'll do all of the same functions, and it is also available in blue. And then we have the USB, micro USB to USB charging cable, which is very small, and you can either plug it into a computer, or if you have a power block around from another device, you can just plug it into that to charge it. It does last for a pretty long time on a charge. I charged it up fully charged 10 days ago, and it's still going strong, so you don't really have to remember to plug it in too often. You might even have to set yourself an alarm to remember to plug it in. Anyways, why don't we stop here and get in depth on the tracker itself. Alright, so here is the itty bitty activity tracker. This also is a pulse or a heart rate monitor and a blood oxygen level sensor, and I'll get into that in a minute. The outside specs are pretty small. It's about 1 inch by 1.5 inches. It has kind of a smooth finish on it that kind of matches the silicone finish of the holders that it goes into. This also keeps it from getting any fingerprints or anything like that. On one side we have the button, which you can scroll through modes, and on the back side this is the light that will act as your blood oxygen sensor and the pulse tracker, which I'll show you in a moment, but let's go through. So on the screen we have, you can see, I've been wearing it for not too long today, but it is tracking this is a pedometer, so it's tracking my steps. I've done 502 today, and I can also, with just the swipe of a finger, scroll through my last 5 days of activity that it has recorded, which I think is great. So you can see if you're tracking or monitoring your progress and you just want to see what you've been doing for the last couple days, you can quick reference it there. Now, to scroll through the modes, you just keep hitting the button on the top. So this tells me how much elevation my steps have taken me and also how many miles I have walked. Then it also has a calorie tracker. Now, the calorie tracker works in conjunction with the app, which I'll show you, and it actually does record your actual calories burned based on your body metrics, which is important because a lot of calorie trackers that are available out there are just kind of arbitrarily tracking calories based on the average person, which is usually male, their body's metrics, and you're not going to burn calories at the same rate as another human being who doesn't have the exact same body composition as you. All right, so here is the clock. As you can see there, tell you what time it is, and also the name of the person who is registered on this profile. So my little name shows up there, Jenny. And I can scroll back through now to the heart rate monitor, which is pretty cool. I can show you this. You just touch the little heart here, and then it will tell you to place your finger on the light on the back. So I'm doing that. Oops. Maybe I'll just hang on to it. Okay. So I push it onto the back, and then after a few moments it's going to tell you what my pulse and blood oxygen level are, which is important if you're doing a lot of aerobic exercise. You want to make sure that your blood is properly oxygenated, and also it'll help you monitor if you're keeping your heart rate in that target calorie burning range. So what's it doing? There we go, here's the verdict. So it wasn't unable, probably because I threw it on the table, but it wasn't able to accurately track my blood oxygen, but it does say that I am running at 81 beats per minute, which is pretty good for a non-resting heart rate. Now, if I scroll back to that same screen, I have the sleep mode, and then I would just swipe to turn it on, and it tells me good night. And this is what you would set up in order to log your sleep. Now, the accelerometers that are inside the device are going to track your tossing and turning throughout the night, and that's how it's going to determine how restful your sleep was. Now, it will pair with your app through Bluetooth and track your sleep progress. So you can set a sleep goal, say you want to sleep 8 hours a night, and this will report back to it how well you're doing or how restful the sleep you're getting is. So why don't we move on to the app now, and I can show you how the two pair together. All right, so let me show you here the app. Now this app, let me get back to the home screen. Here's the home screen for the app. This is a free download available at the Google Play Store or on iTunes. And you can go download this for any iOS device or any Android device running Android operating system 4.3.3 or newer. So here is like the basic setup. Now I can scroll this way and go to my dashboard or my leaderboard, my profile, all of like the basic settings that you'll set up, and it'll help walk you through your basic setup here. So on my leaderboard I don't really have anything because I didn't tell it to track my activity. But so it asks me for my weight, and also it'll track my sleep, as I said. So it'll pair with your app through Bluetooth, and you can tell it that you want it tracked you want to track your sleep, you want to track your activity, your weight, and your heart. Now the weight and heart are two things that are available with the other two products I'm going to have in this video a little bit later. The weight is the smart scale, and then the heart rate is going to be the smart heart rate monitor. So under activity here, it's saying that today I have 0% activity. That's very embarrassing. No, what it is I haven't worn the activity tracker in a few days, and I haven't had my my Bluetooth on to report back to it. So this, again, you have to have all of the channels of communication open in order for this to work properly, but if you're interested in keeping track of it, you will. So underneath I have the Run Keeper, and this is an additional bonus app that will work with the pulse tracker to assess how well or vigorously I'm running. If I'm doing running as my aerobic activity, I don't typically run. That is one thing I wish this had, is a way to tell it other activities. It doesn't really have a way to track, like I lift with free weights, and it doesn't really have a way to track that activity. No wrist-worn device does at this time, but this one's pretty close. I mean, you can enter like what food you're eating. It will keep track of your diet and your dietary goals if you want to do that, which is helpful. So I can go over to the weight, and basically it will track your weight, and it will track a weight goal, so you can add any of these optional kind of corresponding apps to keep track of those types of things. But I really do appreciate that the app itself does kind of have a holistic approach to tracking your wellness. So under sleep, which is the bottom blue corner, it can track how well you're sleeping, your restfulness, how many hours a night you're sleeping. You can set your sleep goal, and as I said before, it uses its same accelerometers to know whether or not you're tossing and turning a lot, which is a pretty good indicator of not getting restful sleep. So that is the fourth and final option in the app, but there are a whole bunch of other wellness apps that correspond with these products. I just wanted to show you the primary one that goes with the three that we're looking at today. All right, next up is going to be the Withings Smart Body Analyzer, which is just a fancy way to say scale. But this is a wireless scale that communicates over your Wi-Fi network in your home and your Bluetooth to your app, so that you can use the app to continue to track all of your wellness. But it does have some interesting features you've probably never heard of on a scale before. So I'm going to spin it around here so we can take a look at that. Now first up, obviously it's going to monitor your weight. That's the primary purpose of any scale. You can set it up to monitor your weight in a few different measurements. So whether you prefer to look at things in kilograms or the standard pound, that is available to you. It will also measure your body fat percentage. So while you're standing there on the scale barefoot, it will give you a quick readout of your weight and your body fat. Now all of these things are also in conjunction with the information that you put into the app. So in order for it to calculate correct body fat, it's going to need to know your age, whether you're male or female, and a few other metrics to analyze that, but it will tell you once it's all calibrated how to do that. It will get your heart rate right through your feet. So it'll tell you, what your heart rate's at. And also this one's really cool. It will monitor the air quality in your home. So if you have the scale out in the open in a room and you want to know what is the carbon dioxide content of your room and temperature reading of your room, it will take those readings every 30 minutes and report them back to your app. So you can do a quick check on how good is the air quality in my home, which is really important, especially if you work out in your home, or actually anywhere that you work out and you keep this scale. You want to make sure that you have a really good air quality available to you to get the best aerobic experience. All right, here is the scale itself. It's actually pretty nice looking. It's a full glass surface on the top with this little metal accent here in the center to help you center your body weight when you're standing on the scale. On the back side, just turn it around for you. On the back side, you have your two buttons that turn the scale on, as well as connect it to your Bluetooth. So when you turn the scale on, it will show you, you just press your finger there, whether you've selected kilograms, standard pound, or pound. And then over on the other side, it has the little connect to Bluetooth. So if I touch that, it will give me the options to start, there it goes, tethering to my Bluetooth device. Now it also takes, I think it was, open it up here, 4 AAA batteries down here that are not included, so you'll have to provide your own with that. And oh, I should mention, I forgot, I installed these earlier. These feet are optional extras up here. They're carpet feet. So if you keep your scale on carpet, this will help give you a more accurate weight measurement. But I recommend always keeping your scale on a hard surface to get the most accurate measurement. All right, so finally we're up to the Withings Smart Blood Pressure Monitor. Now this currently is only usable with iOS devices, so that's gonna be the iPhone 4S or older, any of the ones with the standard iOS connector like this, the big one, not the Thunderbolt connector. So that's going to be your iPads, iPod Touch, and also it's going to need a separate app, but this will still work in conjunction with the main Withings app. But in order to get the most out of the product, you'll need to download the specific app for it. And while you're running it, it's going to be plugged into your iOS device. So it's pretty simple. You would just insert it on your forearm like so, wrap this around, and then hold it to your chest. That way it stays at the same level as your heart in order to track your blood pressure.
97, 98, 99, 100.
Yeah, all right. So that's 114 beats per minute. That's pretty good, pretty good. All right, well, that wraps up this product overview and kind of brief demonstration of the Withings family of fitness products. So that's the Withings Pulse O2 activity tracker, the Smart Wireless Scale, and the Smart Blood Pressure Monitor. If you liked this video, found it helpful, please like it and subscribe to all of our various YouTube channels. Until next time, I'm Jennifer, and thank you for watching Newegg TV.